start recording.
You-
All right, so here's the tier list. I forgot to start recording, guys. So real quick, we're just gonna go over and explain why we put these in each spot. Kugel Blitz. The reason that's there, it's 7-0. The velocity of the shells is real slow. It's hard to hit air targets. Plus, with it being 7-0, everything can easily kill you. You're fighting jets, which makes it even harder to hit the planes. It's very lackluster of an anti-air. Although if you do hit a shot, it is most likely almost a kill on a plane unless you get Gaijin. But fighting tanks is not too good unless you're going against light tanks. The JPZ has very little armor, can die very quickly. The only thing I really think it has going for it is its heat round and its mobility, but other than that, you're not going to be having too much of a fun time if you're stock or you're trying to get it spaded onto that. Moving up to the Panthers, there's not really much to say about them other than they got better turret reverse than the Panther D and VK, but basically anything you fight can kill you very easily. It's just a very mid tank. That's why it's in the middle. Going up to A class, we got the Ferdinand. It would be higher, but the weak spots very much bring it down. And even if the weak spots weren't a problem, whenever someone sees a Ferdinand, it's almost always your barrel's gone instantly if you don't get your shot off first. Tiger 2P, it's there because of its weak spots on the turret. If you go to look at someone and they're smart, they will wait for you to finish turning your turret to pop you in your cheek and ammo rack you, which isn't really good because you have to look at people to kill them. So that's why it's A tier and not S tier. The M109, it's a glass cannon. You can kill basically anything you look at, but the same goes for your tank. Everyone can kill you. Even with 50 cals, you can get penned by those. And with a long reload, you gotta be very knowledgeable in map and rotational positioning, stuff like that. But it's pretty decent. The Ostwind 2, it's a decent anti-air for its BR. Most of the time, it's very easy to learn the guns, especially after you get the first Ostwind. By the time you have the Ostwind 2, you should have the gun down. Which, with the Ostwind 2, you have two of those guns. So instead of hitting them with one bullet, you'll hit them with two, which will almost always take off their wing or kill them with that shot. Bulldog, you got great mobility, great gun. You get that scouting aspect. You can survive 50 cows a little bit more than the JPZ, but you can still get killed by them. But in my opinion, the redeeming factor for it is its heat round that it gets. It's the only difference between this one and the American one. And that heat round can save you whenever you're fighting IS-2s or IS-3s or the T-34s, stuff like that. And then S tier, we got the Jagdpanther. That's very good tank. You can bounce a lot of shots at your BR. If you get up tiered, it's not going to be too great, but at a down tier, you're going to be practically untouchable from the front. Same goes for the Jagdtiger. A lot of stuff has trouble killing it unless you get to the side. But its gun is amazing. You can almost always one-shot things. And with the Tiger 2H, the weak spot that the Tiger 2P has is gone. You get a little bit of a better engine, you get better armor, and overall it's a much better experience than the Tiger 2P, in my opinion. Anything to say, Classified?
uh, funny aspect.
Funny aspect? Yeah, that's why the JPZ is in C tier and not D tier because it's funny.
Yes.
Other than that, this is rank 4 for Germany. And without further ado, let's move on to rank 5. Martyr A1 dash. So the first Martyr. I feel
So Martyr is pretty fire. I mean, it got the uh launcher, the missile
VATGMs,
launcher.
yeah.
Yeah.
VATGMs.
yeah, I think I'm gonna put it A tier.
That's fair.
Like it is a great light tank. It's got scouting and all that, but don't you only get 4 of those missiles?
Yeah, and they're not the fastest. They don't have the best pen, but it's pretty decent for 7.7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this A class. Uh, Overall,
Maybe.
it's an alright tank. You got that 20 mil, which is useful for shooting down helicopters because you're starting to reach that BR of them. Plus, you got that ATGM to fight any of those tough cookies you go against. The only downside is you cannot take a shell to save your life. Other than that,
Hold up. What's like the fucking rearm thing for like on points and your shit for the ATGMs?
ATGMs are always long whenever you're rearming them.
Yeah, but like don't some things have like longer rearm and shit?
I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure stat cards don't tell you that.
Yeah.
Alright,
Big sad.
next up, we got the DF-105. I'm going to put it B tier. Just because...
I put it A tier because of the autoloader.
Yeah, I would put it A tier if it was stabilized. Because it is at 8.0, so... No, it is not.
Oh shit, I thought it was.
So you have that 4-second reload, which is killer. You got a great round. But at 8.0 with no stabilizer, everything you're fighting is going to have their gun on you before you can get your gun to set.
I feel like it doesn't really matter that it's a stabilizer, as like if it had like a short stop stabilizer, that'd be understandable because like
yeah, because
with a stabilizer it'd be way too OP.
Yeah, because it's one of those French, what is it, oscillating turrets. So it will, whenever you stop, it will dip down and then bounce back up before leveling. Which whenever it bounces up, that will always, by the time you're stopping to shoot someone, they already know you're there. They're already getting their gun on you. But yeah, whenever I played it, the most I would have some good games with it. I would get a lot of kills, but for the most part, it was maybe like 3 kills a match in this thing. Other than that, it's all right. That's all I gotta say about it.
Blood called it mid.
Next up, the BMP D tier. I hate BMPs. I hate playing them.
Hey! Don't be dissing the BMP, bro. That thing's fucking insane with its heat round and ATGM.
Yes, but stock and having to use WASD to guide it is the most...
No, hold on. Listen, you don't even have to use a stock ATGM because the fact that that fucking heat round is actually really fucking good for, like, it doesn't matter that you have low velocity. That will play a role. It's like a major learning curve for that, for a low velocity that round is. But in my opinion, when I first played it, it was like the first 2 matches ass. When I learned how to actually properly use it, that thing fucking slapped.
I mean, that is fair. When I first got the Russian one, I hated it, but after a while, I got used to using it, and I did pretty well in it. So I might actually move it up to B tier, just because of that. But the only reason I won't move it up any higher is because you get no depression. Your engine noise is very loud, and everyone can distinguish you from anything else because you have that BT7 lawnmower engine sound.
BT7 lawnmower engine is crazy.
I mean, am I wrong though?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But other than the ATGM and its anti-tank round, there's not really much going for it. You can get strafed by all the planes. You can get... It's just, if something looks at you, you're dead. Next up, the M48 A2. That's definitely a D tier. I did not like the M48 A2.
Which one?
The C.
Oh, the C.
Actually, I might put it C tier. It's not completely shit.
M48s, they're not entirely shit per se, but the first generation of them is like, they're horrible in my opinion. It like as a Russian player, that pen looks tremendously horrible.
Yeah, no, like I know when I played it, the only really good thing about it is the heat round and the does this one get APDS or is that the one after it?
That's the one after. This one gets APCR.
Yeah, so the APCR, or no, the heat round is pretty decent, penning 320, and then
The
that
APCR round is actually decent. 321 pen.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you got the heat round that pens 320, which is basically the same, and APCR isn't really reliable.
Yeah, and it's APCR is just ass in general.
Yeah, so definitely a C tier vehicle. It's got decent mobility, decent armor. It's just the gun is very lacking.
Yeah.
Up next, the Martyr 1A3. I think this will also go in A tier, just because it's basically copy paste of the A1, just a little bit quicker, a little bit more armor, but still, if something looks at you, you're done.
Oh no, this one gets APDS. That's nice.
The M48?
No, the 183 Martyr gets APDS.
Oh, that's right. It does get that better. You're
Better,
right. That makes
better 20 mil round.
I feel like that puts it at S tier because you can do a lot more damage to tanks than you can in the A1.
Yeah, because A1 gets APCR as its fucking 20. That's honestly, I feel bad for people that have to go with that. APCR as a 20 millimeter round is just ass.
Yeah. But yeah, I think S tier would be pretty decent for the Martyr.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the A3 gets thermals.
Oh, the 1A3 gets thermals?
Yep, it gets thermals.
All right, then yep, it's definitely a solid S tier then. You get the thermals, you get the 20, which is great for shooting down aircraft, and you get, I think, 6 ATGMs as opposed to 4 in the A1.
You also get a laser rangefinder too, so that's nice.
Yeah, that is pretty decent because you could see a light tank out in the distance with those thermals and just.
Oh, they both get laser rangefinders.
They both do.
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't think the other one did.
I completely forgot they had them. To be honest, I never used it.
For real though, it's like you're never gonna be using a laser rangefinder.
Yeah, because with a 20 mil, you just spray until you start getting hits.
Yeah.
Up next,
I think it has like very. Oh no, never mind. I was about to say if it has little ammunition, that laser rangefinder like does actually do well, but.
Leopard 1. I feel like that's an S tier.
No, put it down.
A tier.
I put it at high end B tier because of the fact that it got put up to 8.0. It's still a good tank, don't get me wrong, but the fact that people complain so much to get it up to 8.0.
I feel like
it doesn't have a stabilizer.
I mean, it doesn't, but at the same time, the only reason I'm keeping it at A tier is the amount of times I've been in like an IS or like a heavy tank for America, and I shoot it in where I know it should pen, and it just does nothing.
Oh, that's true. Like I shot it with the fucking I think it was was it AMX 13 in its upper plate, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's a trolley kind of tank. It shouldn't be, but it definitely is. I think the gun's pretty nice. You can pen a lot of things that you come across, which is pretty good. Just like you said, no stabilizer is definitely going to be the struggle for it. It's got great mobility, a great gun. Yeah, no stabilizer at 8.0 is very tough. Weasel 1A4 S+ easily. You can, not even just the thermals, being how small you are, you can get yourself into very tight positions in capture zones and just sit there and not be found. And that can definitely.
It's not even a tank. It's a car.
Yeah, it's just a car. Its anti-air capabilities aren't that good though. You can't even look straight up. But if you do manage to get a few hits on a plane, you can do some damage. It won't necessarily equal a kill, but you can at least damage them, help any teammates in the air get an advantage over a plane. But yeah, pretty memey tank. The Rakadig Jagdpanzer 2. I would put it real low on the tier list, but I think I'm gonna put it with the M48 just because recently it got a new missile that isn't manual guided; it is laser guided, which
Yeah, it is.
which is pretty nice because I remember when I first got it, the only missile you got was one that you had to use WASD. But now that it's got that laser one or the semi-automatic guidance rocket, that it definitely helps it out a little bit more. But
Yeah.
since it is in the JPZ chassis, planes, anti-air, 50 cals are all going to be your downfall. And then up next, or lastly, we got the Rakuten Automat. I'm going to put
Easy
it.
S plus.
I'd
say it's an easy S plus. You got a 0.5 second reload rate, and you get 330 pen. You can just fucking.
I would
You're
put it
up.
S plus. The only problem is every time I've played it, as soon as I get shot, I'm dead. There's no coming back from it.
That's really fair, but your turret has no crew in it. Oh, it does. That's not true. Okay. You can just peek over shit with your turret and not show the rest of your body.
Yeah, but the also the downside is you don't have the best depression for that.
Yeah.
You can't really look down too much in it, and if someone does see your gun and they shoot it, that's how you'll get ammo racked.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm putting it S tier instead of S plus. Otherwise, being an USH on a slower chassis, you get more ammunition than the USH, which is helpful, but all those drawbacks really hinder it. And
Well, there's a key word in what you said about like if they see your turret.
well, yeah, because I know some spots you can like get your gun to barely peek over the hill and you'll get a kill, but most of the time you're going to be struggling getting that depression to look at someone. Otherwise, this is what rank 5 for Germany is looking like. Overall, I feel like rank 5 Germany is overall mid.
It's
Definitely mid for
really
Germany.
small. There's
Yeah.
not. You don't really get a lot of things to use.
Yeah, you don't have much variety. But yeah, that'll be it for rank 5, and we'll be moving on to rank 6. First up, we got the TAM. Easy A tier. The 8.7 TAM. I feel like it's a decent light tank.
You should say the name of it.
The TAM.
No, the real name.
What's the real name?
It's the I just screenshot it and send it to you.
Let me see.
I'll just screenshot it.
Tanque Argentino Mediano.
Yeah.
Overall, it's an alright light tank. There's not really a lot of ups. There's not really a lot of downs. If it's just a typical light tank for War Thunder. I know in up tiers it can struggle. Down tiers it does decently well as well. But other than that, there's not really much I can say about it. At least for myself. I don't know if you got anything to add about the TAM classified. Alright. Next up, Bagel Panzer, S+, easy. Actually,
Of course you had to bring that thing up immediately.
it's got the 57mm, which is pretty decent. Good at shooting down helicopters, planes, killing light tanks. You got that ATGM, which is very useful for cracking those hard to pen targets. Decent mobility. Only downside is I don't. If I'm correct, you don't get a stabilizer.
I think you do.
Check. Yeah, let me test drive it real quick.
Gun stabilizer? Yes. Does say you have a gun stabilizer.
Yep, you do get a stabilizer. All right. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Only drawback is being a light tank. You have light tank problems. 50 cals, airplanes, all that.
Imagine.
Other than that, nothing too crazy. The JAPZ KA2, just like the DF105, I'm going to put it C tier just because at 8.7, you still don't have a fucking stabilizer.
Dude, holy shit, you don't. What? Why? Oh, you get. Oh, that's not even a good APS round. I
No,
wouldn't say that's the best.
I mean I might put it highest up at B tier because you got that
The
quick
APS
reload
DS.
to your you got
Oh wait, you get thermals.
yeah, you get thermals, you get a quick reload. Your mobility's alright. It's just that no stabilizer at 8.7 is awful, especially when you're getting up tier to 9.7 most of the time. Almost everything will be able to shoot you before you can shoot them, unless you're constantly standing still in a spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The M48 A2GA2.
This is where it gets good because the DM23.
Yeah, DM23. I feel like it goes A tier because you're still an M48 at 8.3.
Yes, but you still have relatively okay armor. Dog, I fucking there's one time, like twice, like 2 times, right? Object 120 and that 405 millimeters of pen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did nothing to it. I shot it. His fucking upper plate did nothing to him.
Yeah, the upper
So,
plate is very strong. It's just that lower plate, and then if you get shot in the turret, it's gonna fuck you. Other than that, it's got good round, a good gun. It's not the best mobility for its BR, but it's an okay tank. I feel like A tier is the highest I would put it. The M48 Super, B tier, just because you're an M48 at 9.3. If you get up tiered, everything's penning you. I don't have much more to say about it. I don't think I've played the M48 Super too much, but it's an alright vehicle. Pretty lackluster, I think. KPZ 70, I think I'm either A or B class. I'm gonna be honest. It's not my favorite. Not really a good tank in my opinion. Like, you got great mobility, you get a stabilizer, but you don't get thermals. The 20 mil on top, if you're trying to hide, that 20 mil can definitely give you away. But other than that, the mobility and having to get through the modifications to get to that APFS DS round is really what puts it lower on the tier list for me. Anything to add, Classified, about the KPZ?
The KPZ. Hydraulics.
I mean, yeah, you get hydraulics, but at the same time, hydraulics are very situational.
Yeah. And again, you can dance.
Yeah, for the most part, I just lower myself at the start of the match and then never touch it again.
Yeah. You also get a shit ton of depression with that hydraulic suspension.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
T72M1.
Oh.
I feel like A tier.
Yes, it's cheesy.
It being a Russian tank, obviously, Russian-made game is going to do pretty well. At 9.3, if you're down tiered, you're going to do pretty well.
I found out you're not just going to do pretty well. A lot of things literally just can't pen you.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially when they're first learning to fight T70s and stuff, they won't know where to shoot you.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like in 8.3, 8.7, they legitimately can't pen you unless they shoot your lower plate. There's no place for them to pen you except for the lower plate.
It's just the reason why I was gonna put it maybe B tier is because me personally, if it's a Russian tank at a higher BR, I always shoot lower plate. I don't try shooting anywhere else unless it's a side shot or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lower plate shots on Russian tanks are definitely the go-to. Leopard 1A5, I feel like that also is an A tier. It's pretty good. You get that stabilizer, you get the thermals, and you get, wasn't it the DM, what round is it? The DM33, if I'm correct? Yeah, you get the DM33, which is pretty nice.
For what?
The Leopard 1A5.
You get 33, yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty decent round for 9.3. Plus, since you can put it up with your T72 in your lineup, can make a good combination.
I'd say the A5 is better because the fact you get thermals and a laser rangefinder.
Yeah. Leopard A1. I think I'm also going to put it A tier. It's also a very good tank. Because being at a 0.3 lower than the 1A5, sure, it doesn't make too much a difference, but you can fight a lot lower BR vehicles than the 1A5, which will give it just that little bit of edge up against the enemy.
That's fair.
And doesn't it also get the DM33?
No, it's a DM23.
I guess a DM23.
Yeah,
Ooh,
a lot worse pen in my. Yeah, that's it's 337 over 4. Like, how much does 33 get? It gets 408. So, it's about like 70, 60 millimeters of difference.
I might put it B tier just because of that.
Oh, it doesn't even get a laser rangefinder.
Oh, definitely B tier then.
No laser rangefinder, no thermals.
The Rakedig Jagdpanzer II hot. I think I'm also gonna put that in B tier, just because. Yeah, with the tow missiles,
Yeah.
Like, it's not bad, but it's bad if you know what I mean.
Because it's on that JPZ kind of shit.
Yeah, at this point, the JPZ chassis, you're just getting completely shit on. If something sees you, there's no chance.
Well, that's fair, but if you peak just your legitimately the ATGM, you're cheesing with it.
Yeah, one thing I do know is the only downside, one of the downsides of it is if you're trying to fire at something close range, your missiles will like to be stupid and dumb. And I know there's like a moment where you can't control the missile yet when it's fired, which can very much get you killed.
That's like almost every ATGM thing.
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time with the Rakedig Jagdpanzer II, yeah, you do get the 2 missiles sticking out, but if something's to your right side, you can only launch the right one, and then you have to turn your chassis to shoot the left one.
Yeah.
So it's a very situational tank. If you're on a big map, it can definitely be an A or S tier, but with most of War Thunder's maps being small and like closer range, it's not really the best of tanks to use.
Yeah.
Then lastly, we got the Gepard. I feel like that's S tier. Definitely a very good anti-air.
Yeah.
Plus you get that APDS round. You can shred tanks with that.
I'd say it's more of an anti-tank thing than anti-air, because shreds with both.
Yeah. Like, I might even say it might be S+. You got very good mobility with it too.
Oh yeah, no, not only that, what you said about the APDS, it can double as anti-tank. It's obviously in the anti-air line, so it can do anti-air. Just about everything, except for being an MBT.
Yeah.
Big sad. No MBT chassis on this one.
Yeah. Other than that, this is the lineup for rank 6. I think this is comfortable for me at least. And then without further ado, going on to rank 7. Start recording. Alright, here we go. Up first, we got the Rad Kampfwagen 90, easily S tier. Great mobility. You can flank whole teams really early on in the match, get a lot of kills with it. Only downsides really would be no armor. But other than that, I can't really think of any other downsides to it, other than whenever you're stock, the heat FS is very lacking. But other than that, pretty decent tank in my opinion for 9.7. Up next, we got the TAM2C. I'd say A tier, just because it's a TAM. You're not going to be doing too much unless you pull off a flank just like the Rad Campflagon. But with that, you don't have as much mobility as the Rad. You are a bit slower. It's a decent gun. Not much more to say about the TAM in my opinion. Up next you got the Puma. I feel like the Puma, what do you think classified? Should it be S tier or?
I'd definitely say a low fire rate is a little bit of a give, like something I wouldn't go with because that low fire rate.
Yeah, I might put it A tier just because of that. Because I know with the low fire rate, I have tried taking out barrels and just unable to because I don't shoot quick enough to do it.
Yeah.
But having the laser warning system for whenever helicopters are looking at you, plus being able to lock onto aircraft to shoot them down, that it definitely is a plus. Actually, because of being able to lock onto aircraft, I might move it back up to S tier.
Then again, that's 10-0, right? Most light tanks at 10-0 that have like autocannons like that can do that, so.
Yeah. But at the same time, it can definitely help your team if they're, especially early game, you can shoot down those helicopters pretty quickly.
That's fair.
Plus, no armor is best armor, especially in top tier. I do know you can get shot and it just do not much of anything.
Yeah.
The crewless turret really is a plus, but other than that, there's not really much else going for it. You definitely do have to be sneaky with it. You are a big block driving around. Other than that, it's an alright tank. Pretty fun to play. Next up, we got the Leopard 2K. I definitely putting that in S+. I love that tank. Great mobility, great gun. That 20 mil on top can help with helicopters if you get jumped by those. Overall, very good tank, the Leopard 2K. The Leopard 2A4, I'm also going to put that in S+. It is also a very great tank. You're starting to get into that composite armor area of War Thunder, which can be very helpful when you're down tiered.
Yeah.
The gun's very good. The mobility's very good. I don't know, not much else to say about it. Just very fun tanks. Up next, we got the Flak Rack Panzer 1. I'm gonna put it in C tier if I'm being honest. Like it's a good anti-air, don't get me wrong, but being only able to shoot 2 and then having to go through that long reload animation can definitely fuck you if you're trying to shoot down a helicopter that's far up. Or
you gotta keep in mind that you get rolling 3s on it.
Yeah, you do get rolling 3s, but the radar, at least for me, the radar doesn't want to work half the time. Like picking
you don't really need to. They're fucking semi-automatic, so you don't really need to use the radar.
Yeah, but I'm saying for like picking up aircraft in the sky for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if you see like, for instance, a fresh spawn aircraft, you could just throw the missile out there immediately, and just by the time the missile gets close to them, they're gonna be in range.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times at this BR, especially since they've added GBUs and guided bombs and stuff, people who climb up real high, if you spawn into this because you got bombed by one of them, your radar's not going to pick them up, especially with how high up above you they are.
Yeah.
So that's really...
will destroy you.
Yeah, that's why I'm putting it such at a low spot, because it is like... I'll put it at B just to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's not really a reliable anti-aircraft for like telling you where a plane is with the radar. Like you get thermals, you get the rolling 3s, yeah, but you're on a Marder chassis, so you're not gonna survive a lot. The Ocelot, easily F tier. I hate that fucking vehicle. The FIM 92K or 92E are fucking bullshit. Yeah, they don't listen to flares. Like the plane that you're shooting at can flare it all day
It's
and
10
it'll still
Gs,
follow them. Yeah, but 10G missiles, everything's gonna outturn the missile. You're not gonna be getting much kills of anything unless you're shooting at a helicopter.
Actually, no, they're 13 Gs. I didn't know that.
Still, same thing. And then with the Gepard 182, I haven't used it yet actually, but I would probably put it at B or A just because it is a Gepard, can be very reliable.
With the extra stingers. Gets
Yeah.
4 stingers.
Yeah, you get 4 stingers, which can be pretty useful, especially if someone's flying away that you can't get your lead indicator to pop up. You can launch one of those at them. Pretty decent anti-air. Up next, we got the Weasel 1A2, easily S+. It's a fucking Weasel with a tow missile. No questions asked. You don't need any more
Little rat.
explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a
Yeah.
ratty vehicle. The spots
Many
I've
times
been
I've got killed by this that thing with
Well,
they're in a
like the other-
gigantic bush, bruh, and they're actually invisible.
I know there's spots in
Many
some
times I
maps
got killed by
where
that.
I climb up in like some debris and just be in a spot where I can shoot through a window and have none of me visible except the tow launcher.
Yeah. Like the other Weasel, it's just a car, but this Weasel has an ATGM on it, so.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
ATGM.
that makes it automatically.
Plus, you
amazing.
also do have the scouting ability in it too, since you're a weasel.
Oh, you can scout in that thing.
hmm
Yeah.
So
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
an S
that's
plus
amazing.
vehicle. Now going forward, I'm not gonna do rank 7 separate. I'm gonna do them with rank 6 real quick, just because rank 7 there's only like 4 vehicles. It'd be pointless just to put 4 vehicles on the
5.
board.
5.
5.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it extra when you forgot it? Are you counting them?
Oh, I didn't get the 2A7. Completely
Oh, hurry
forgot
up
about
and get
that
the
thing.
2A7.
Oopsies.
How do you forget about the 2A7?
That thing was like so like controversial of existing. Of course.
Alright, now we got it in there. Alright. First up, we got the Flak Rack Rad. I'm gonna put it S tier just because of the meme. You're in a big fucking bus.
On God.
On Jizzy Wizzy.
You got 10-kilometer range missiles, which are pretty fun.
Not only that, they're 50 Gs.
Yeah,
The VT1s are 50 Gs.
Oh yeah, 50 Gs. A lot of things. You're gonna be shooting down a lot of things with that.
They're 50 Gs and they're above 1,000 meters a second. They're
Yeah,
really fast. They're pretty
very
fast.
fast, very maneuverable. Missiles is just you're in a bus, so don't bother. Just find a spot to sit and don't move.
It's the worst version of the Panzer.
Yeah, it's the worst Panzer, but for Germany, it's a pretty fun vehicle to drive around in. I ain't gonna lie.
That doesn't have any guns on it, right?
No, it's just missile. But I do have to say, I have recently been killing tanks with it because of the overpressure stuff they've.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 59 millimeters a pen of HE is just you can do it.
Yeah, if you shoot the tops of like T80s and stuff.
Wait a
or-
minute. It gets a laser rangefinder?
Yeah,
Why?
What?
I don't know.
Why? In what
What?
world would an AA need a laser rangefinder, let alone with just
No
only
guns.
missiles? Yeah, no guns.
You know, laser rangefinder the missiles.
What the river flyer jack, man?
Up next, we got the Leopard 2 PSO. I think I'm gonna put it A tier.
I would put it like I think S because the fact that it's just like it's the CQC version, which me personally CQC awesome with Leos. This just gives it this just makes it better.
Yeah, I do want to second that. It is good with close quarter combat. The only
Wait.
the only reason I'm putting it a tier is the extra armor it's got on it makes it a lot more slower than the other Leopard 2s, which for me at least, I like pushing up far and then sitting somewhere waiting for people to drive past and then kill them. You can't
That's
really
fair.
do that too much in the Leopard 2 just because of the extra weight slows you down by just that much. But
Which
very good gun.
is the Squadron Leopard?
The
We're not
2PL.
doing that stuff. Yeah. Why?
Next up, we got the Leopard 2A5. I'm definitely putting that S tier. I love that thing. It's great mobility, great armor, great gun. Not really too much downsides to it, in my opinion. Like I said, the only reason I put Leopard 2 PSO lower than that is because its mobility is a bit more hindered.
A bit more abysmal.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Leopard 2A6, easily S plus tier. That round it gets, you can just punch through anything you get.
Yeah, DM53 does a lot of stuff.
DM53 is gonna do DM53 things. Okay.
I'm actually surprised they didn't make it 12-0 for the 2A7.
Exactly. Speaking of which, 2A7, you know what? I am going to have to add another tier above S plus called S plus plus because the 2A7 is just unbelievably cracked right now. It is definitely one of the best vehicles in the game, probably only being beat by the T90M. Yeah. The SPA liner, the SPA liner in the 2A7 is a godsend. You get the DM53 round, which is fucking phenomenal. And just the look of the 2A7 is phenomenal. It's a sexy fucking tank. I love it.
You get a 12 times on it? What the fuck?
Yeah, you get a pretty good fucking scope on it.
Yeah, no, that's a really good scope.
Like, the Leopard 2A7 is so fucking cracked.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I think that will do it for the German Tech Tree tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what your opinion is on these tier lists that I made with me and my friends. Just disclaimer, these are personal opinions. Don't go hating on me or my other friends for our decisions. I'm pretty sure we put them according to how much fun we have in the vehicle, at least, and how well they do in matches. Just those two definitely played the most part on where they got put. Other than that, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see ya in the next video. Later.
Oh, no, he did that.
Don't you